It was 2:17 a.m. when I pulled into the gas station. The kind of place you only stop at when you're desperate. The kind of place that feels wrong the moment you step out of your car. But I was out of gas, and my phone was dead. I didn't have a choice.
Pump 4, please. Regular.
The attendant behind the glass didn't respond. He just stared at me, his face pale under the flickering fluorescent lights. His eyes were wide, like he'd seen something he couldn't unsee. I tapped on the glass.
Hey man, pump 4. Regular.
He blinked slowly, then nodded. The pump clicked on, and I turned back to my car. That's when I noticed it. The air was too still. No crickets, no wind, nothing. Just the hum of the gas pump and the faint buzz of the lights overhead. I glanced around. The parking lot was empty except for my car and a single beat-up truck parked near the dumpster. Its engine was off, but the headlights were on, and inside the cab, someone was watching me.
All right, buddy, just mind your business.
I focused on the pump, trying to ignore the feeling of being watched. But the numbers on the display weren't moving. The gas wasn't flowing. I tapped the nozzle, but nothing happened. That's when I heard it. A low, guttural sound. Like a growl, but not quite. It came from behind me. I turned slowly, my heart pounding. The truck was still there, but now the driver's door was open, and the figure, it wasn't sitting in the cab anymore. It was standing beside the truck, silhouetted against the dim light. Tall, too tall, its head tilted to the side, like it was studying me. I dropped the gas nozzle and backed toward my car.
Stay back, man, I'm just getting gas.
It didn't move. It just stood there, watching. I fumbled with my car door, my hands shaking. The lock clicked, and I slid inside, slamming the door shut. I turned the key, but the engine sputtered and died. I tried again, nothing. The figure took a step forward, its movements jerky, unnatural. I could see its face now, or what should have been its face. It was wrong, like someone had stretched skin over a skull that didn't fit.
Come on, start.
The engine roared to life, and I slammed the car into reverse. The tires screeched as I backed out of the parking spot. I didn't look back. I couldn't. I just drove, my hands gripping the wheel so tight my knuckles turned white. The gas station disappeared in the rearview mirror, but the feeling didn't. That feeling of being watched, of being hunted. I drove for miles, my mind racing. What the hell was that thing, and why was it at a gas station in the middle of nowhere? I glanced at the fuel gauge. Still empty. I hadn't even gotten any gas. I cursed under my breath and pulled over to the side of the road. My phone was still dead, and I had no idea where the next gas station was. I sat there for a moment, trying to calm down. That's when I saw it. In the distance, a faint glow. Another gas station. I didn't want to stop, not after what had just happened. But I didn't have a choice. I drove toward the light, my stomach in knots. As I got closer, I realized something was off. The sign was the same. The layout was the same. It was the same gas station. I pulled in, my heart pounding. The attendant was still behind the glass, staring at me with those wide, terrified eyes. The truck was still parked by the dumpster, and the figure, it was still standing there, watching me.
No, this isn't real.
I turned the car around and sped out of the parking lot, but no matter how far I drove, I kept ending up back at the same gas station, over and over. The same flickering lights, the same pale attendant, the same figure waiting for me. I was trapped, and I had no idea how to escape. Hours passed, or maybe it was minutes. Time didn't make sense anymore. I was exhausted, my mind fraying at the edges. I pulled into the gas station for what felt like the 100th time and got out of the car. I couldn't keep running. I had to face it. The figure was still there, standing beside the truck. It tilted its head as I approached, its two long limbs twitching.
What do you want from me?
didn't answer. It just stared, its hollow eyes boring into mine. I took a step closer, my heart pounding in my chest. That's when I noticed something. The gas pump. The numbers were moving now, slowly, steadily. But I wasn't holding the nozzle, it was just pumping on its own. I looked back at the figure. It was closer now, its face inches from mine. I could smell it. Rot, decay, death.
Please just let me go.
It reached out, its fingers long and bony. I tried to back away, but my feet wouldn't move. I was frozen, trapped. Its hand closed around my wrist and I felt a cold, searing pain. I screamed, but no sound came out. The world around me blurred, the gas station fading into darkness. And then, nothing. I woke up in my car, the engine running. The gas gauge was full. My phone was charged. And the gas gauge was gone. Just an empty stretch of road. I drove home in silence, my mind racing. I didn't tell anyone what happened. Who would believe me? But I couldn't shake the feeling that it wasn't over. That thing, it wasn't done with me. A week later, I was driving home from work when I saw it. A faint glow in the distance, a gas station. My heart stopped. I tried to turn around, but the road was empty. No exits, no turns. Just the gas station, waiting for me. I pulled in, my hands shaking. The attendant was there, staring at me with those wide, terrified eyes. And the figure, it was standing beside the truck, its head tilted to the side, waiting.
No, not again.
I got out of the car, my legs moving on their own. The figure reached out, its bony fingers brushing against my arm. And then, darkness. I woke up in my car, the engine running. The gas gauge was full. My phone was charged, and the gas station, it was gone. But I knew it would be back. It always comes back. And next time, I might not wake up. So, if you are ever driving late at night and you see a gas station in the middle of nowhere, keep driving, don't stop, don't look back, because once you pull in, you might never leave.